Alright guys, well I've been using a backup camera for a little while now, and I'm gonna let you know as a full-time RVer, do you need a backup camera? Can it help you? Is it any good? Is it worth the money? Well, stick around and I'll let you know. What's going on guys? My name's Jeremy and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, we're a full-time RV travel nurse family. It is my wife, myself, and our 13-year-old triplets, and our 2 big dogs. And we've been living full-time in our 40-foot fifth wheel for over 2.5 years now. And in this video, I'm gonna share with you the Haloview BT7 backup camera system. Now, full disclosure, Haloview did reach out to me and asked if I'd be interested in checking out their product and doing a review video on it and sharing it with you guys, my viewers. And I had been thinking about getting one for a while now anyway, so I thought, what the heck, sure, send me one. I'll go ahead and check it out. And in this video, I'm going to share with you what you get in the box, the camera, the installation of it, and is it any good? How does it work? Like, is it a pile of crap or is it something you should spend your hard-earned money on? Because I did tell them I will do a review video, but it'll be an honest review video. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. If this is a pile of crap, I'm going to let you guys know. So let's go ahead and see what's in the box and get this thing installed. All right, well, here is the box. Let's go ahead and open up and see what we got inside. Got a couple instructions, manuals and stuff here. What do we got here? It's like our monitor. I'm guessing this is the camera. Oh yeah, look at that guy. Looks like over here they got like a rubber gasket, and this is a mount, I'm guessing. This must be for in the truck or something like that. Haven't read any instructions yet or anything. I'm just unboxing, taking a look. Got some screws, more screws. All right, got some 3N like zip tie things. Antennas, looks like they got a power cord here, another kind of cord here, another cord, some antennas, it's like adapter cords or something, maybe for multiple cameras, some other type of cord here. This looks like a visor to go over the monitor, and a bracket. All right, and this right here is everything that came in the box. Let's go out and go install all this stuff. All right, today I'm gonna be installing this on the back of our 2021 Keystone Hideout. And you can see up there, it already has a mount up there. That's actually for a Furion. It came from the factory. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and remove that, and there should be wires behind it that I can tap into for the Haloview camera. I feel like they're not going. Once you remove that cover, you see the wire coming out here, and then it's got this rubber thing. Now, I gotta say, these 2 top screws in here didn't feel like they were going to anything. So let's take this off here. Okay, look at all these wires. So what I'm gonna go do real quick before I clean everything up is I'm gonna go check with the wire that came with it and see if it actually plugs into this or if I have to splice and do something different. So let's check that out real quick. So yeah, this is a different end right here. It does not fit, it does not go and hook to the pre-wired one. So I'm gonna go ahead and snip this off. And they did give me this guy right here, and it's ready to go. So I'm gonna cut this and splice into here so that way I have the correct end on here. And then it should be good to go, and that should be about it besides cleaning this up and mounting it. All right, I got it all cleaned off. I just used some goof off and then took some Windex with a paper towel and wiped it down, but that was probably the longest process out of all this, is getting this cleaned to mount it. So got that cleaned up. I got the wires stripped. I'm gonna go ahead and splice in the new adapter they gave us to plug into the Haloview camera and remount it, and we should be all good. All right, got it all hooked up, put some heat shrink on it and all that stuff. So we should be able to mount up the camera now and go ahead and get this thing mounted up there. Should be good. Pop that guy through there. We can shove all these cords back in through there. Kind of want to use some different holes because the old holes didn't seem to be grabbing too much. So I'm going to move this up just a little bit to do that. So, okay, that'll fit. And then here we go. Got the camera right here. You got these little grooves on here where it lines up like that. And it looks like you twist and it stays connected. It does have a pocket back in here, so wires can sit back in here as well. All right guys, so there it is all installed, and then I'll come back after a bit and put some silicone around it. But for right now, that'll work. I guess I used the old screws because they're a little bit bigger and fatter, but yeah, and then this thing here has little clicks. so you can actually adjust how you want it to go. I'm gonna kind of go like that for now, and we'll see here. All right, so here's the little antenna. Goes on this little screw spot over here. All right, let's go install the monitor. So it has like 2 different brackets for mounting. This one you could mount, but you'd have to drill and bolt this, and I don't want to do that, so I'm not going to use that. They did come with this sticky thing, and I've been playing with it. This is metal here, but in these flaps they actually bend. So what I'm doing right now is I'm bending it to fit this curvature right here. You see that? So we're going to end up having it somewhere like this up here, and then the monitor will sit right here. So right now I'm just bending all these little tabs around. So I'm just using like some Dawn dish soap and a wet paper towel to wipe this down, because I've used Armor All and stuff before here. Just some nice good soap to try and get all the oils and all the stuff off here. All right, so I got it all nice and cleaned and everything. I'm gonna mount it just about like that. But you see what I was able to do here? I was able to bend this. See that arch? See how it's like bent around? It matches the angle of the dash here. So I was able to bend those little tabs and everything, which is perfect. As long as it sticks good, this should work really well right there. So let's go ahead and stick her down. So I'm just kind of lining it up with my A for the RAM. All right, well, there goes nothing. It's either gonna stick or it's not gonna stick. Feels like it's on there. I guess we'll know the first trip out. All right, well, that's kind of a little rough showcase of what it looks like here. All right, so this one here, you have to go ahead and plug the trailer in, which I did, and you turn your running lights on. That's how the trailer sends power to the camera. Some trailers may be wired differently where they have power on all the time, but from what I found out, most of them you have to run with your running lights on unless you run a separate power where you could put on a switch if you just wanted to run it all the time, which I may do later, because you can use this as a monitor as well, like a security system. So if I wanted to, I could take the display inside the trailer with me at nighttime, and if I just turned it on, I could kind of keep an eye on things. So maybe I'll do that in the future, but just to know, you have to turn your running lights on to make this work. So I got the trailer hooked up. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the running lights on, and we're gonna power this thing up and see if we can pair it. Got that on, got our power going on here. And let's see if it automatically pairs up or if we have to pair it. Supposedly it comes paired from the factory, channel 4, which it shows right there. What you do is you press down a pairing button here, and there's a pairing button on the camera itself as well. And my trusty sidekick here, Evan, will go hit that button if we need to, and I think we're gonna have to do that, bud, because it's not showing anything. Yeah, I can see the running lights on. So we're hooked up. The light should have power back there, so why don't you go ahead and hit that button back there, and we'll do this. So it tells you some instructions in here what to do if it doesn't pair up, and so that's what we're gonna do. So you can press and hold. Now we're on channel 4, and then I'm gonna press and hold this. Okay, it's counting down. It gives you 50 seconds. So if he hits that button on there, it should hopefully pick up the signal. All right, well, first attempt did not work. Didn't pair up from the factory, and we just did one of the pairings. That gives you 2 pairing suggestions. We did one of them. That didn't appear to work either, so I'm gonna read the manual here real quick, and we're gonna do another step, and we'll see if that works. So let's check that out. All right, we're gonna try this again. So how do we get over to pairing? Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. Let's see what happens. All right, well, I'm gonna have to go do some checking. I should have checked the wires to make sure I had power already when I was putting the camera up there. Kind of just assumed that it did, because it should, it's supposed to. So anyways, I guess I'm gonna have to pull that back off, double check to make sure that there's power there. And if there's power there, which there should be, then troubleshoot and figure out what else is going on. All right, so I'm back here. I pulled out all the wires, and look at this. The people from Keystone put both wires into one. So anyways, I checked to make sure I have power, and sure enough, I do. I don't know if you can see the light that came on there on my little meter here. So anyways, it's nothing to do with the Haloview. It has to do with the dum-dums from Keystone that wired this. Okay, so I got all the wiring fixed back there. The doofuses over at Keystone, they just had the positive and negative going to the same wire, so no wonder I didn't have any power, but I got it fixed. All mounted back up, tested it. It does have power, so I know we're good. So now we're gonna make sure that it pairs to the monitor. So I got the monitor on now, which you can see right there. And then I'm gonna go ahead, since it works off my running lights, I'm gonna go ahead and flip this over to give power to the camera. And let's see, oh, look at that. There it is. Just like that, worked perfect. What I would recommend is don't do what I did. What you need to do is, before you assume that they did stuff proper at the factory and got all the wiring right, you're gonna have to double check their work. So I would just grab a tester before you end up cutting that piece off, or if you have something that fits right onto the power that came with yours, just double check to make sure there is power before you seal everything up. Luckily I didn't actually like silicone seal it up, I just mounted it with the rubber gasket, so now I'll go back and seal that up. But do that and check to make sure, so you don't install it, do what I did, and then find out that the wiring was installed wrong at the factory, and then you gotta go fix it. So, but now, look at that. Now that it's up and running, we got power, bam, awesome. Let's see, Evan, trusty sidekick, can you go back there and talk? Go say stuff. Because this one supposedly has a speaker or something back there, so you can actually hear sounds behind you. So Evan's gonna go talk, and let's see if we can hear something. He's a trooper. Well, I don't know if you guys can hear him, but I can hear him, so that's pretty cool. All right, well, if you heard him, he said that he was good. But anyways, so yeah, it picks up sound back there too, so that's pretty cool. I guess if you want to, maybe you could snoop on someone, you know, back up close to their rig and then see what's going on. I don't know. But anyways, so we could hear it. We got sound. So yeah, now we're just going to have to work this thing through all of its different phases and actually see if it's any good. So let's check it out. I just want to let you guys know too, it does have a micro SD slot up here, so you can put an SD card in there, which I'm going to do that because then I can actually just use this as some footage for videos and stuff like that too, so that'd be cool. We're getting ready to head to the coast to Dillon's Beach over in California, and this will be our first test drive with the new camera system, so see what happens.
On the road, headed back to New Orleans, driving in the country past old-timey scenes. Big birds were singing in the tall willow trees. Mighty fine.
Oh, it is nice having that backup camera like that. That makes it definitely does help.
Written on a paper bag. I miss you was written in a message in black. Thrown in a van 2,000 miles back. A better time.
Not sure what's going on. You can tell it breaks up a little bit. We're only doing about 65 at the moment going downhill. So keep an eye on that. So this backup camera actually saved my butt big time one time. I pulled into a gas station to fuel up the truck, but there was no place to pull in front of me to turn around, so I had to back out the whole entire way. And I tell you what, this is one time I'm super glad I had this camera because it was a pain in the butt. My kids weren't with me, they were in the gas station with my wife. So having this backup camera is the only thing that saved me in this instance. All right, so let's check out some of the functions here. You got your menu key right here, which you can hit that, and then it shows all these guys that come up. Your pairing mode, picture, mirror, which you can make it look like it's going the opposite way, the camera. Hit that guy. And then this will show you, look, you can go upside down, what it is. You can see the addresses backwards right there. Or you just go back to normal, and that's how I like it, like that. It has the this little parking line right here. If you want to, you can turn this on, back out of here, and then there's the little parking line that you got right there. This button right here is also your record button. You can hit that. If you can see right up there, the record button comes on. Now when you first initially turn this thing on as well, it automatically starts recording. So if you don't want to do that, you just go over here and hit the button. So being able to record video is actually one of the things I was really looking forward to having this backup camera, because I want to be able to use some of the video in my videos, things like that. So having a camera on the back, I thought, hey, that would actually be pretty cool. So that's one of the features that I really liked, is that when I'm driving down the road, if I'm in a certain area and I want to get some footage, I can just hit the record button, bam, I can start recording everything. It does have a little LED light on the back that you can turn on and off. I didn't even know about that until we were leaving out of here really early in the morning one day to head to Sand Mountain, and I realized, hey, there's a light on back there. So I went and checked it out. Out here getting ready to hit the road. It's about 5:30 in the morning. And look, the backup camera, it's got a little light on it. I saw the button but wasn't sure, so I wanted to come check. But there it is. So I know it's hard to see, but it does light up the area pretty decent. So you can turn that on or off. This is also what it looks like when you're driving down the road at nighttime. This was about 6 a.m., completely dark out, so not too bad. And you can see the video quality here as we're driving down the road. It's okay. It's not the greatest. It's not like a GoPro or nothing like that. So just know that. And I was really hoping the video quality would maybe be a little bit better, because it would look a lot better on videos and things like that. So that's one of the things I'm thinking, that if they were able to upgrade, that would be a great upgrade, is to have a little bit better camera on this particular system. So all in all, the camera's worked great the whole time I've had it. It has had a couple little laggy issues. I'd say probably, now that I've had it over a month and a half or so cruising down the road, it's 3 or 4 different times I've noticed it's had a little bit of lagginess to the monitor. So I don't know, they do have that extra antenna that you can put on there that probably gives it a little bit more range. I have not installed that yet. I may do that, and maybe later I'll do an update again on this later after I get several more 1,000 miles on this and really put it to use. I've only got about, say 500 miles or so with the camera so far. Getting ready to head back east again. So all in all, pretty happy with this thing. It's worked really well. And it's cool that it's not just a backup camera. You can also use it for like a security, like observation, like I mentioned earlier. If you took the monitor inside the trailer or whatnot and put power to it and all that kind of stuff, you could have like a little security system, which that's pretty cool. Now, Haloview's claiming that you can install this on a vehicle up to 65 feet in length, and it has less lag than other brands that are out there. And it's got other cool features where you can adjust the brightness on the screen, so when it's really bright out, that helps with that. But I tell you what, the little sunshade that I use, that makes a huge difference as well. And I really like the fact that you can put in an SD card and record footage and all that stuff. It's kind of like a DVR where you can store all that, but it's also like, a dash cam, right? So if you get an accident, something happens behind you, you got proof back there. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for this review video on the Haloview BT7 backup camera. I think it's pretty decent. I'm happy I got it. I would definitely buy this one if I was in the market and looking at all the different brands and stuff. I would definitely consider this one. Now, with that being said, I have nothing to compare this to. This is the only backup camera system I've ever used. It's the only one I've ever installed, so I only know this one. There may be better ones, there may not be, but for the money, it seems pretty decent. And this system you can upgrade. They make another kit that you can get with it, and it has little like side marker lights. The little side blinker lights that you get, well, you can replace those, and they actually have cameras on them, so you have like side view cameras, which I actually think that would be really cool. I would like to check that out as well and maybe install those, and I would just like to be able to get different angles of video and stuff while I'm driving as well. Plus, I can keep my eyes on things a little easier that way too. So maybe in the future I'll have a video on that if I get my hands on a set of that, so I'll let you guys know. But all in all, very happy with the system. I think it's worth the money. It's not that expensive, and if you've been thinking about getting one, you might consider getting the Haloview BT7. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you follow along, and we will catch you down the road on the next video. Have a good one.
When the sun's going down, no stars in the sky, I'ma head down the road across county line, where they roll up the smoke. They pour beer and wine, and hearts break on the